Hi gang, Rob here. It is the evening of 27 April 2023, Thursday night, 9 o'clock. Time for a knife sale on the TheApostleP channel, and that's exactly what we shall have, and it is a big one. A little bit of housekeeping before we get into the meat of it. First up, very important, I need you to be familiar with and agreeable to the terms of the sale. I'm going to post them on the screen for you in just a moment. I will reprint them in the description underneath this video. Also in the description above the terms at the very top, you're going to see 3 links to previous videos on this channel. The first is to my Primer for Buyers video. That one explains exactly how the terms work and why they exist. So if you're a new buyer especially, please give that video a look. It will make your purchase experience much more positive. The second link pertains to those of you who might want to use this weekly sales event to move along some of your collection. It is called the FAQs for Consignors video. That one explains how this process all works from the consignor's perspective. And then the third link, as always, is to my rates and services video for the TheApostleP Knife Service, the original precision sharpening service for the online knife community. So in that all-important video description, you're going to see those 3 links at the top, then the terms of the sale, and at the bottom, the list of tonight's inventory, complete with timestamps on the left, pricing on the right. In the pricing column, you'll generally see 2 numbers. The one on the left is the price of your knife as shown in the video. The price on the right is the price of the knife as sharpened by the TheApostleP Knife Service. If you see the word sold in lieu of pricing in that far right column, that means the knife has been bought and paid for by its new owner. No need to send any emails about anything marked sold. There will be no next day sharpening this week. We've got some things going on over the weekend that will preclude me from working at the sharpening bench tomorrow. So if you do buy a knife sharpened, expect it to ship in about 3 weeks. I believe that's it for the preliminaries. Let's get the terms up on the screen for you, and then we'll be right back with the sale. Here are the terms. All right, let's get to it, shall we? First up, we've got 4 leftovers from last week packaged in 3 sale lots. The first one is a twofer. This is a combo deal called the Civivi combo. So 1 knife from 1 knife from Civivi. Pouches and goodies inside both boxes. The first knife, the star of the show, is the and this is the model 2005C Moat. Nice black, hard anodized titanium handle, bronzed hardware, milled titanium clip. It is, of course, a titanium frame lock, ball bearing flipper, steel inserted variety of frame lock. Got an acid stonewash blade. Pretty nice blade profile for actual use, I think. 2 5/8 blade and S35 VN, 3.5 inch handle. Pretty nice little knife in hand. The pinky kind of hangs out on that little back ramp. Beautiful construction. Look at that high polished backspacer, looks great. Handle length is 3.5. There is your lock engagement. Of course, it's rock solid. The ball bearing action is super smooth. The centering is going to be dead down the middle. condition on this knife will be near mint to like new in box. These are discontinued and out of stock at $169 web retail. Okay, and then the second knife is the Civivi Elementum button lock. So you've got what appears to be black canvas micarta. All the hardware is black. You can have an ambidextrous deep carry clip, and it's a flinger. You depress the button and fling, open and close. No other opening mechanism. Whoops. The blade is 3 7/16 inches of 14C28N, kind of an acid stonewash finish. They handle 4.5. Ball bearing action is super free. Centering on this one is close, but I think it favors the left slightly. These are $59 web new, so 59 and 169. What's that, about $228 for the pair if you bought them brand new, I think. We ran these last week at $145 and $45. Then we dropped it to $125 and $35 for the weekend last week. So I believe that would have been $160. So let's drop the pair this week to $130. $130 for the Moat and the Elementum, plus $25 each to sharpen, and that is the Wee Civivi combo. Next up, no box for this one. Sweet little fixed blade. If you are into the martial knife arts, this might appeal to you. It's from Bastinelli Creations. Doug Marcaida designed. It's the Pika Karambit, an integral fixed blade in Bowler N690CO steel. Notice the blade is going to be all chisel ground, so flat on the backside. Hard to measure the length, but we'll call it 1 7/8 inches of blade, 3 7/8 inches of ringtail handle. Chisel ground edge, and then it comes in a Kydex sheath, beautifully made, with kind of a slimline tech lock. It is like new, no box. These sell brand new web retail for $160. We ran it last week for $110. Didn't sell, dropped it to $90 for the weekend. Still here, so let's do $79 shipped priority mail, $109 if you would like me to sharpen it. That is the Bastinelli Doug Marcaida Pika Karambit. And by the way, this knife will kill. Next up, and our last leftover from last week, is from Tops. And it is the Tops Vi-Axe, and it will not fit in the camera frame. Comes in a beautifully made leather sheath. And Vi-Axe would stand for Viking axe, I believe. Last week I impaled myself on the spike, by the way. So, beautifully milled hunk of 1075 steel with that Tops crinkle coat epoxy finish. So it's a 5 1/4 inch blade length, right? I didn't take this measurement from the spike, but and that spike is sharpened on both sides. And then the overall length is 15 1/4. And then you got sort of standard Tops handle construction, black linen micarta, red liners, a nice lanyard tied on. It's a rather hefty beast, I must say. I would also say that the straps kind of are a pain in the butt. You're not going to take it in and out of the sheath a whole lot, I don't imagine. But they do tend to get in the way as you put the axe back in. These sell brand new for $252 web retail. We ran it last week at $200, and it is like new, no box. Dropped it to $170 for the weekend. It's still here, so let's do it at $150. $150. That is the Tops Vi-Axe Viking axe. And let's move to the new stuff now. First one is from Leatherman. This is a buy. Comes in its original packaging. And this is the Leatherman Surge. It's an American-made multi-tool. Comes in that beautifully made Leatherman sheath. And here's the tool. And one accessory, right? So 4.5-inch overall length, 21 tools on this thing. You guys can look that up if you want to see everything this does. Let's start with the pliers. We have replaceable jaws in the wire cutter section. You've got a set of tools that come out here, interchangeable bits, can opener. Over here we've got 3, and all a large screwdriver, a smaller screwdriver. And we'll fold it, I think. We will fold it. And then you got your outside tools. This tool is the saw, and you'll notice it is removable because you can use that same tool base for the file attachment. So crosshatch on one side, just diamond on the other. See if I can get it back in its little envelope pouch. Okay. Then you've got a plain edge blade. And let's see, I don't know the steel on that. Over here you've got serrated blade. Scissors. Get some locking functions. Nicely made tool. These sell brand new for $150 web retail, and we'll call this near mint in box. Doesn't really appear to have any use on it. We're going to do it at $80, like it is, and then $105 if you want me to sharpen the main blade. That is the Leatherman Surge, and that goes down in there, and the tool goes down in there. There you go. Next up is one from ESEE. This is the old ESEE Randall Adventure series. Comes in a box, which is rare for an ESEE. Pretty cool setup. It's an ESEE 3, and the model number is ES3PB-BRK. Okay, so you have a molded plastic sheath with a little bit of paracord, and then inside here, if you'd like to clip it, you've got that tops clip and some screws to attach it, etc. Then you have the knife, 1095 steel, 3 7/8 inch long, just a gorgeous all-purpose utility blade. Black linen micarta, red liners. Handle length is 4 3/8, and man, that just melts into the hand. Might even have a little forward finger choil. Yeah, it is like new in box. You can buy these brand new on Amazon for $114, which I think is the lowest price I could find for this one. Or just buy this one, no sales tax, person to person, used tool, all in, shipped priority mail, $90, $115 if you'd like my edge on it. That's the ESEE 3. Next up we have one from Joker Knives. They do a pretty nice job on the packaging, I think. Good looking box. Handcrafted sporting cutlery. So you've got this little package. Little brown paracord, chocolate brown paracord if you'd like to affix a lanyard. The Joker comes in this nicely made leather sheath. Just a simple belt loop and a snap so you can get it off quick if you need to. Sweet little blade. Kind of a bird's head handle, curly birch with black liners, Scandi ground spear point in 14C28N. It is 3 1/8 inches of blade, 3 3/8 inches of handle. Very Bill Moraney, I think. Brass pin and lanyard tube. Condition on this will be like new in the box. If you buy one of these brand new from your favorite online retailer, it's going to run you $86. Or just buy this one, like new in the box, $60. Like it is, $85 with an Apostle P edge. The Joker CL121 Avispa. Next up, another fixed blade. This one from Buck. Edge of a Legend. We would call this a 192 Vanguard. There's your model number if you want to compare. Okay, and they make these in a variety of configurations. So this is the laminated walnut handle, diamond wood actually, which is a laminated wood plywood product. Comes in a black leather sheath. This one in 5160 tool steel with the Boss heat treat. The Vanguard has a 4 1/16 inch blade and a 4 5/16 inches handle. Brass hardware, guard and pommel with black spacers. Very, very nicely made. And man, does Buck know how to make a knife? I think they do. You put this in the hand and it's ready to go to work. Just very, very nice piece. Very nice piece. We'll call this near mint in box just because of a little sheath storage patina on the brass. If it bothers you, it would take you about 30 seconds and some flits to make it look brand new. So the Vanguard sells new at your favorite web retailer for $110. We're going to do this one $80, all in, shipped priority mail, $105 if you'd like it with an Apostle P edge. It's the Buck 192 Vanguard. Next up, speaking of Buck, no box with this one. Who cares? Let's see. If Buck is the edge of a legend, this would be the legend. It's the Buck 110. Black leather belt pouch. And this is one of the Ebony 110s. By the tag stamp, I can tell it was built in 2019. So brass frame, ebony covers, classic Buck 110 clip point blade in 420 HC. And man, I'll tell you what, about the early 2000s, Buck really reassessed their grinding and sharpening process, and they just do wonderful work. They're Buck for a reason. 3 5/8 blade, 4 15/16 inch handle. The feel in the hand is, well, you know what they feel like. Lock up, dead rock solid. Action nice and free, and centering on this particular 110 is perfect. We're going to call this near mint, no box. Brass is a little tarnished from lying around for a couple of years. Who cares? Let's see, you can buy this exact model web retail for $65 these days. We're going to do this one all in, shipped priority mail for $50. Then $75 if you'd like it with my edge on it. That's the Buck 110. Next up, we've got one from Boker Plus. So this would be, I don't know, either Asia or China. Comes in a nylon pouch. And this is the Boker Plus Jive, which is a rather handsome titanium frame lock. Got a little mill cut for a faux bolster effect. Titanium spring clip, bright hardware, steel inserted titanium frame lock. That opens nicely. You got a 3-inch blade in D2. Kind of a swoopy little recurve clip point blade. Mm-hmm. 4 1/4 inch handle. There is your lock engagement, and I believe this is ball bearing pivot. Yeah, very nice. Lockup is dead rock solid. You saw the action. It's stupendous. The centering on this one is dead down the middle. We'll call it like new in the box. Price of these brand new at your favorite web retailer is $140. How about we do this one at $90, all in, shipped, priority mail, $115 if you'd like it with an Apostle P edge. That's the Boker plus Jive. So that is the budget line Boker. We have one now from OG Boker, Solingen, Germany. And this is called the Boker Solingen Barlow Integral. Not that it is integral in construction, that's the name of the knife. But oh my, did they do good here. Oh. So just take a look at the hafting. You've got burlap covers, and then you've got bolsters in black canvas micarta, which is milled out to accept the cover, so it acts as that black canvas is like a liner as you go back toward the back of the handle. 3 3/8 inches of closed length. The blade is a very snicky, snappy clip point affair in Bowler N690, full flat ground, long pull. Walk and talk, nice. About a 7.5 pull. Superb walk and talk. Centering is close, but not perfect. It is like new in pouch. Price of this model brand new, if you can find this configuration on the internet, which is a little difficult, going to be about $167 web retail. Let's do this at $125 like it is. $145 if you'd like it with an Apostle P edge. That's the Boker Solingen Barlow Integral. Next up, we have another one from the continent of Europa, from Maniago Knife Makers, MKM. This is a pretty cool tool. Benchmade should probably reverse engineer this knife, because it kind of blows away the Benchmade multi-tool, you know, high dollar Swiss Army knife that they released a year ago or so. This is the MKM Malga multi-tool. So what do we got here? I forgot to measure it. Let's see. That's about 4 inches closed. I think they call this natural canvas, but it's OD. OD green. Very nicely made. A main blade, spear point, and Bowler M390. Beautifully done. Cam tang, but nice action. I mean nice cam tang, walk and talk. Oh, it's 3 7/8. I did write it down. About a 7 pull. And then somewhere in here is a fork. Where's that fork? Is that it? No, that's your awl. That's your corkscrew. There's your fork. And by the way, the fork is 420HC. Then you've got screwdriver cap lifter, and a can opener, and an eyelet for a split ring. And I believe there's a tool in the box if you'd like to take the knife apart to clean it. Yes, there is. Can't do that with your Swiss Army knife. Condition of this is like new in the box. By the way, all the tools are excellently aligned, and everything works beautifully. Price of these online is $115, which is a buy by itself. With an M390 blade, that's how much a knife like this should cost. But this one, even better. Let's do $85, shipped priority mail. $105 if you like it with an Apostle P edge. That would be a great motorcycle camping bag knife, I think. But anyway, that's the Malga multi-tool from MKM. Next up, we got one from Finch. And what's the knife inside? It is the model DF404 Devil's Finger in Canyon Red micarta with a 154 cm blade. Pretty cool knife, gotta say. Got the little Finch enameled shield inlaid into that Canyon Red micarta. Clip is going to be deep carry wire, and it is ambidextrous tip up. It's a ball bearing flipper and a stainless steel liner lock. Got kind of a, I don't know what you call that blade. Is it a modified Wharncliffe? Is it a skinny pointy spear? I don't know. 154 cm blade, 3 1/16 inches long, 4 3/16 handle. Pretty doggone nice in the hand. Jimping not bad. There's your lock engagement. Is it rock solid? Yeah. Do the ball bearings work nicely? Yeah. How's the centering? Let's see. Would perfect be okay? Because that's what you got. Condition on this, like new in box. They think they're currently out of stock at $129 web retail. This one's not going to cost you $129. How about we do $75 shipped priority mail? $100 if you'd like an ApostleP edge on it. That's the Finch DF404 Devil's Finger. Next up, this knife was an instant classic as soon as it came out. It's a code steel, and it's an AD10 designed by AD Andrew Demko. This one sporting the 3D machined and blasted black G10, just super nice and grippy and comfortable. Aluminum liners to save a little weight. We do have ambidextrous pocket clips because there's the lefty clip in the box. I think the back spacer is anodized aluminum. Thumb stud actuation, triad lock. It is strong, it is robust, it is awesome. Blade steel on the AD10 S35 VN, 3 5/8 inches in length, 5 1/4 inches of handle. It is a brawny beast, and it is awesome. Rock solid lockup as you would expect from a triad lock. Very free blade. And the centering on this one is close. I think it favors the right side just slightly. Very close. It's like new in the box. I think these are what, $170 web retail now? $169.95, something like that. Let's do this like new in box example at $120 like it is. $145 if you'd like it to come to you with an ApostleP edge. That's the cold steel AD10. Next up, our first of 2 Spyderco knives in this evening's sale. It is in the wrong box. And it's kind of an interesting one. So it is an Endura British Racing Green and ZDP 189, but there's more. It has had installed a ringtail backspacer. I do not have the original backspacer for this knife, by the way. Shouldn't be too hard to procure if you don't like the ringtail, because you're going to get a deal on this knife. Nice smooth action on the phosphor bronze. ZDP blade. Lockup is perfect. Action nice. Centering, I'm calling close. I think it favors the left as you're looking at it. We'll call it near mint. Wrong box. Now, for just a ZDP British Racing Green Endura, current map pricing, online retail, is $140. I know some of you may not like the ringtail, and that might be a problem. So we're going to give you a deal. How would half price be? Let's do $70 like it is, $100 if you would like an ApostleP edge on that ZDP blade. That's the Spyderco Endura FFG BRG ZDP ringtail. Next up, it's time for a trip to Titusville, boys and girls. A Great Eastern Cutlery, Titty Cutlery, number 19 Little Rattler, and smooth white bone, model 190120. Comes with the Little Rattler button. This would be, I think this is the Save Me From Myself knife tonight, because you know I dig me some smooth white bone. And this has it. Plain bolster and end cap, Federal shield. Does it look like a stubby 38? Well, if you divide 38 by 2, you get 19. And then you've got that little beauty of a blade with the little rattler etch, little Wharncliffe blade. Notice some very slight and beautiful patina. I'm not a big patina fan, but this kind of, I don't know, it kind of does it for me. I kind of like it. Half stop action, 5 pull, walk and talk, beautiful. Centering, pretty much dead down the middle. Just 2 13/16 inches in overall length, the perfect Levi's 5th pocket knife. These are getting kind of rare. You know, when they were first released, guys moved them around a lot. They were all over eBay. There are 0 sold listings for this knife on eBay right now. There is a current listing for $115. Buy it now. Let's do $100 on this one, just like it is. $115 with an Apostle P edge. That's the GEC Titty number 19 Little Rattler. Next up, sadly, this one comes in the wrong tube. I can understand why. It's a GEC Northfield unexcelled knife, and the tube label is 941121, but it's not. It's not a clip point 94 Liberty Jack. It is a 49 Freedom Jack. So these knives were run together. The 94 had the clip point blade on this side. The 49 has the sheep's foot blade on this side. So it's kind of a sway back when opened. Got a little patina on that polished blade as well. So you've got 3 3/16 inches of handle, closed length. Long pull cut swedge, sheep's foot with the Northfield etch. Garnet red jig bone, which is gorgeous, by the way. Pull weight about 6. Walk and talk are beautiful, and the centering on this one is dead down the middle. We'll call it near mint wrong tube with slight patina, and they're gone. I think this is another model. They were all over being flipped when they were recently released. Now they're getting hard to find. I don't see very many 49s with the red garnet covers. Saw a lot of 94s. You can't find this knife for sale. Let's do 120 like it is, 135 with an Apostle P edge. The GEC Northfield number 49 Freedom Jack. Next up, we have one for the Texans watching tonight. It is from Great Eastern and the Northfield Unexcelled line in the yellow rose configuration. It is a number 818222 smooth yellow rose bone, 81 Coon Skinner. Comes with the button, and here's the knife in gorgeous yellow rose bone with the yellow rose shield. Serpentine Stockman frame, but this one is an opposite end dueling muskrat clip version, the Coon Skinner. And notice, match striker nail nicks, the yellow rose of Texas etch. Pull weight, 6, maybe 6.5. 4 inches of close length. I'm saying very slight rub. This is a congressing knife, so if we look at the sides that meet, a little rub there, a little rub there, just from opening and closing. You get that with these. We'll call it near mint in tube. Sold listings on eBay running between $150 and $200 for this knife. Let's do this at $150 like it is $180. I sharpen both blades. That's the GEC Northfield number 81 Yellow Rose Coon Skinner. Next up, our lone watch in tonight's sale. Now this is from the Casio Vintage series since 1974. This is not a vintage watch, but it's from the Vintage series. Back of the box tells us that the model number is A1000M-1BEF. Has the 3479 module. And it comes with its pillow. And just check this little beauty, would ya? So you got 37 millimeters across, 39 lug to lug. I think that's an 18 millimeter lug width. And it's just 7 millimeters thick. It comes on the factory mesh, easily adjustable, and almost infinitely adjustable. They're pretty cool. And I don't know if the camera will pick this up. There you go. And I don't know if it's real or faux, but it's like a black-lip mother of pearl dial surround. Pretty cool. Negative LCD display. The functions are 12-hour time, 24-hour time. Let's see if I can make that. That's your illuminator. Oh, that's your illuminator. What's that? Oh, it's in, see the 24-hour light up above the hour? It's 9:47 in the morning, so anyway. And then your mode button down here. So you've got day, date, 24-hour, 12-hour stopwatch. And alarm. Whoops, dummy. There we go. Condition, it's got some fine hairlines in the polished sections. The case is mostly polished, but satin at the bezel area. But we'll call it excellent condition in box. Price of these, and they are currently available. Web retail's $95. Let's do this one for $50. That's kind of a cool, I don't know, man. It's almost like a little dress Casio square. Very cool. Let's re-pillow it. Yeah, $50. Shipped priority mail on the Casio A1000M-1 BEF Vintage. Next up, well, we saw a little earlier a cold steel Demco. Now we got a Demco. And it's a special Demco. It's an AD 20.5 in textured titanium. These are not cheap knives, my friends. Look at that diamond pattern textured titanium. Wampum, Pennsylvania. So you've got a slot and a thumb stud. You got a ball bearing pivot. You have a shark foot blade in CPM 3V, stone washed finish. Blade length is 3 1/8. The handle, 4 1/2. It's a ball bearing pivot and a shark lock mechanism. Lockup is dead rock solid. Action is ball bearing wonderful. Centering is dead down the middle. And I've got ambidextrous tip up clips. The lefty clip is in that clear plastic box. Like new in the box. And let's see, web price of these has just gone up to $375, and I believe they are on pre-order status at the websites that I looked at, which means they don't have them in stock. Your price on this one, $330 like it is, $355 with an ApostleP edge on that 3V blade. It's the Demco AD 20.5 in textured titanium. Next up, here's one from a brand I have not had in my hand before. Devo Knives, We Are Not Men. And the model is the Mash in bead blast titanium satin blade, 14C28N steel. A beautifully milled titanium handle. Clip is deep carry wire, tip up, ambidextrous. And let's see, it's not a flipper. Opens with an oddly shaped slot. I'm going to call this a reverse Tonto. Why not? What the heck? Blade length is 3 1/4, Handle length is 4 5/16. It is a liner lock, and I believe it's stainless steel. That's the engagement. It's rock solid. Ball bearing pivot. Centering is dead. Condition will be near mint in box. They are currently out of stock. When they were available, they were 135 bucks. I think they're kind of hot. Let's do this one at 120 like it is. 145 you'd like an Apostle P edge. That's the Devo Mash. Next up we have one from Reich Knife. Not Rake, but Reich. Let's see if there's a sticker. There it is. The sticker on the box says this is the Lamella DG/P dark gray with plain titanium CPM 20 CV blade. This is a pretty sweetly styled aesthetic, I think. The facets on the titanium catch light in a pretty cool way, and is integral construction, all one piece of titanium. Got a right hand tip up milled titanium clip with ceramic ball retention. It's a ball bearing flipper. Whoops, and it works better than that. There we go. Sort of a bi-finish 20 CV blade. Blast on the main bevel and in the, I guess we'll call that a fuller. And then horizontal satin on the flats. Cool set of thumb studs, which also are the stop lugs, I believe. Are they, or are they not? I don't think, maybe not. Maybe, I don't know. There's a stop pin. Maybe they all touch, I don't know. Anyway, lockup is rock solid. And it is a stainless steel liner lock. I think I found a little magnetism there, and there's no insert, so it must be so. But titanium integral frame. Nice ball bearing action. Centering is perfect. Did I give you the dimensions? I don't think I did. 3 13/16 inches of 20 CV, 5 3/16 inches of handle. All the mechanics are perfect, including the centering. I'm going to call this like new in the box. These are out of stock currently at all web retailers. When they were available, they were $355 web new. Let's do this one $320 like it is $350 with an Apostle P edge on the 20 CV blade. That's the Reich Lamella DG/P dark gray/plain. Next, got one from Urban EDC. It is the model F5.5. This is the limited edition. I think they call this Blurple, actually. Blurple anodized. With the Segaiha mill pattern. Segaiha motif, they call it. So what do we got here? We have a titanium liner lock. So not a frame lock, but the locking leaf is titanium. M390 blade. Ball bearing pivot. Opens with the hole. You got kind of a modified sheep's foot blade in M390. 2 7/8 inches of blade, 4 inches of handle. Back spacer has the lanyard hole. The clip is going to be right hand tip up titanium spring. Lockup is rock solid. There's your engagement. Everything works as it should. It is like new in the box. These are currently out of stock. And they don't list the old price on the web listing for these. I think they were about $360-ish. Let's do this at $325 like it is, $355 as sharpened by the Apostle P Knife Service on the Urban EDC F5.5 limited edition. Next up, got a little run of some iconic zero tolerance knives. Here's the first one. ZT. Experience it. The model is the 0562 Ti Endura. So here we go, guys. It is the Endura slicer. Titanium all around. Now it is wearing factory black hardware. Okay. Ouch. Got a pretty firm detent, boys. 20 CV blade with the slicer grind. 3.5 inches of blade. 4 7/8 inches of handle. Steel inserted titanium frame lock and engages thusly. Ball bearing pivot, of course. Centering is perfect. Now, it's also going to come with a set of bronze anodized hardware from Sharp Dress Knives. And I think it's like all in here. I got a stop pin. I got standoffs and a clip nut. I got screws. I have a clip and I got a pivot. All of it. And what's that for? Oh, that's your Endura lock bar stabilizer. All in there. All bronze titanium hardware is with the knife, but not installed. So you can have fun customizing your 562 after you get it home. So it is like new in the box. The current MAP price, minimum advertised price for web retail, is $312 for just the knife. I have no idea how much that hardware kit is, but I bet you it's not 20 bucks. So let's do this one at $280, all in, shipped priority mail. $310 if you like my edge on it. That's the ZT0562 Ti plus bronze titanium hardware. Let me put everything back without knocking everything over, which is always fun. Okay, next up. Now, these next two knives, guys, be specific in your I'll take it's because they're the same model, but they're different. From ZT, we have a 0640 Emerson Stonewash 20 CV. So this one's going to be in your inventory as ZT0640 OD canned for canvas custom scales. So ZT0640 OD canvas custom scales. The factory green carbon fiber will be in the box with the knife, but installed are these gorgeous OD canvas micarta, and this almost looks like GEC jigging, right? It almost looks like that jigging pattern. Very cool. Very cool. Now this has installed a custom thumb disc and a tumble polished titanium deep carry clip. The original clip is in the box. I don't believe the disc is. You got your Emerson Gentleman Jim blade in 20 CV. A stunning California clip. Yeah. A very Emerson McHenry Williams shape handle. Steel inserted titanium frame lock. It is rock solid. It is on phosphor bronze. Yeah. Centering's perfect. Condition I'm going to call near mint in box. Just because it's been modded, I'm not going to call it like new. Anyway, the blade's 3 3/4. The handle's 4 3/4. These are discontinued, out of stock. Last web pricing, and I think this was a clearance price at Blade HQ, was $239. We're going to do this at $240 like it is, with the scales, with the clip, with the thumb disc, and then $270 if you'd like my edge on that 20 CV blade. That is the ZT0640 OD Canvas custom scales. Next up, another ZT Emerson 0640. There's your box. And that box will say 0640 BLK. And this will be in your inventory as ZT0640 BLK PRP MIC custom scales. That's purple micarta. Your original green carbon fiber scales will be in the box. This is pretty well done. I don't know if you want to call this purple or burgundy. I think it's paper micarta. Very cool with that black DLC frame. Then you got your purpley bronze anodized deep carry titanium clip. A factory thumb disc on this one. DLC blade in 20 CV. 3 3/4 blade, 4 3/4 handle, titanium frame lock with steel insert on phosphor bronze, and oh, it's drop shutty. Centering is, it's very close to perfect. You could probably tighten the pivot a little bit. We'll call it near mint in box just because of the mods. The factory clip is in the box. They're discontinued, out of stock. When this knife was new, map pricing was $268 web retail. Then you got a scale set and a titanium pocket clip. Let's do this one at $250, like it is $280 with an Apostle P edge on that 20 CV blade. That's the ZT0640 BLK purple micarta custom scales. Next up, it is Microtech time, boys. First, we have a SOCOM Bravo TE, is what that says under the smudge. Titanium handle, bead blessed, partially serrated blade, bronze titanium pivot collar, carbon fiber scales, model 261-8 CFTI. Here is the knife. Tell me that's not stunning. So unlike the SOCOM Elite, the SOCOM Bravo is a titanium frame lock, steel inserted. Carbon fiber scaled, milled titanium right hand tip up pocket clip. Thumb stud actuation, ball bearing pivot. You've got a bitone blade, very fine glass bead blast on the bevels and in the fuller, and then horizontal satin on the flats. The thumb studs are also your stop lugs. There's your lock engagement. Blade length is 3 7/8, the handle 5 1/16. Lock engagement is there. It is rock solid. Let's see. Yeah. Centering will be dead down the middle. Condition near mint in box. These are out of stock at a web retail price of $375 brand new. Current sold listings on eBay run between $335 and $400. They're kind of hot. Your price for this one, $315, like it is $345 if you'd like it with an Apostle P edge. That's the Microtech SOCOM Bravo CFTI TE. Why so specific in the description, you ask? Well, because next we have another Microtech SOCOM Bravo. This, though, is a Signature Series knife. So it's a SOCOM Bravo SE, standard edge, Signature Series, DLC titanium handle, DLC blade, DLC hardware, carbon fiber scales, model 260-1, DLC TCFTIS. Here's the knife. Oh my. Oh my. Oh, we got carbon fiber. We got DLC coated titanium. Milled titanium right hand tip up pocket clip. signed by Anthony Marfione. Plain edge spear point blade, beautifully fuller, DLC coated. Steel inserted titanium frame lock locks up thusly. It is rock solid, by the way. 3 7/8 blade, 5 1/16 handle. Everything is yummy and perfect. It is like new in box. These are out of stock. When they were available, they were $4.95 web retail. This one can be yours for $4.20. Like any of you spleef heads can afford $400 for a knife. Anyway, $4.50 if you like it with my edge on it. Microtech SOCOM Bravo Signature Series Blackout. Next up, we have one from Vero Engineering. It is the Vero Engineering Axon Liner Lock. I can't tell what color of canvas that is. Is it going to turn black or is it OD green? You tell me. Anyhow, we have a milled titanium right-hand tip-up pocket clip. We have a blade that is a front flipper, but you can flick it open with the slot as well. I can't front flip, you guys know that. There's your liner lock engagement. Titanium liner lock. Centering is slightly off to the left on this one. M390 blade, 3.5 inches long, 4.5 inches a handle. A little slight lock stick to let you know it's there. We'll call this near mint to like new in pouch. Can't find a new one. Let's see. We sold listings on eBay for this liner lock model of the Axon, running between $295 and $320. Let's do this one at $275 like it is. $305 if you like my edge on that M390 blade. The Vero Engineering Axon liner lock. Next up, our second and final Spyderco of the evening. This one hails from Seki City, Japan. It is the Endura with OD scales and a black coated CPM crew wear blade. Oh yeah. This is the second save me from myself moment tonight. The Goldilocks in the mid-lock Seki City Spyderco lineup, the Endura. Yep, half Endura, half Delica, somewhere in between. There is your blade in 20 CV. Lockup is dead rock solid. Blade is nice and smooth. Centering is perfect. I think there's a tiny, tiny, tiny little nick on the clip, so I'm going to call it near mint in box. In case you don't know, the Endura's blade length is 3 7/16. The handle's 4 11/16. These are currently out of stock. When they were available, web retail or Spyderco map pricing was $110. You can buy this one $85 like it is. $110 if you would like it with an Apostle P edge. Spyderco Endura GN Crew DLC. Next up, a very cool little custom fixed blade from a company called Badger Claw. Badger Claw. So yeah, it is it's just a skeleton handle integral construction knife with a 3/32 tether cord wrap, Kydex sheath, neoprene belt loops. Looks like set up for scout carry. And it has strong retention. Jeez. Got kind of an acid stonewash finish. The blade steel 80 CRV2, same thing Dan Winkler uses. Very good fixed blade steel. An acid stonewash finish. Blade length is 3.5. The handle is 4 1/8. Looks like 1/8 stock, and you got some forward jimping So if you were using this inside the cavity of a dead animal, you'd know exactly where the tip is. Very cool. It is like new, no box. So this was 180 bucks new from the maker. That's what my consignor paid for it. Let's do it for 135 like it is, 160 if you'd like it with an ApostleP edge. That's the Badger Claw backcountry field knife. Next up, we have one from a very obscure little company called Half Face Blades. Now, these are so hard to find. When they make a batch of these, they drop them and they sell. They drop them and they sell. I don't think they use a retailer. Very interesting knives. Check this out, guys. You've got what appears to be a hard anodized finish on an integral titanium handle, just brilliantly milled. And is that clip reversible? I think it is. Right hand tip up milled titanium, button lock knife with a flipper and a thumb stud. So there's the flipper, there's the thumb stud. Very cool. DLC coated blade in S45VN, and this is the disaster folder, right? So you've got kind of a, I don't know, man, I guess I got to call that a clip point, right? If that were round, I'd call it a spear, but it's got a little clippy peak there. Got the half face maker's mark etched into that DLC. Blade length is 3.5. The handle's 4 11/16. The lockup is dead solid. And the centering is very close, but I think it favors the, man, it's so close. It might favor the right. So this knife was $5.25 new from the maker. We're going to do this at, and we'll call it near mint in box. It's probably brand new. We'll do it at $4.25 like it is, $4.55 with an ApostleP edge. That is the Half Face Blades Disaster Folder. Next up, we have another one from Half Face Blades. So yeah, a very obscure company. Doesn't use a retailer. They make knives, they drop them on their website, and they sell. Half Face Blades. This model is the Crow folder. Look at that. Look at that. I think this is hard anodized. It is definitely integral titanium, right? But man, the finish is so beautiful. It's just hard to describe. And I thought this was a right hand only tip up pocket clip, but check it, guys. The mount goes through the handle, so it's ambidextrous. Very cool. And did I mention integral construction? And then, by the way, this is the Crow folder from Half Face. It's a button lock mechanism that opens with a flipper or a thumb stud. And look at that clip point blade. Flat saber ground, DLC coated, the Half Face maker's mark etched into the DLC. Blade length is 3.5. It's S45VN. The handle's 4 11/16. And oh my, these are really nice. I mean, they are really nice. Centering on this one is dead down the middle. Yeah, 3.5 inches, a clip point S45. I'm going to call it near mint, maybe like new in box. This was new from the maker, $5.25. We're selling this one at $4.25 like it is, $4.55 if you like my edge on that S45 blade. That is the Half Face Blades Crow folder. Very cool knife. Okay, guys, next up we're going to finish the sale with 4 knives from my personal collection. I'm not sure why I put this first one in here. There will be no Saturday discount on this knife. It's a Benchmade and it comes in a gray box. You guys know what that means, and I got crap all over my background. It's not a warranty box. It is a Ritter box. And inside come the original black scales, because it's wearing some Knife Ship Free Derek Bone original black canvas Marcaida. You guys have seen this knife in my pocket for years. Coke bottle black canvas, Parkerized Emerson clip, M390 Ritter blade, an TheApostleP edge, rock solid lockup, free action, centering's off. Who freaking cares? Discontinued, out of stock, unobtainium. Man, why am I selling this cheap? Oh, guys. $275. No need to sharpen. That's in your inventory as Benchmade Ritter Griptilian TAP custom scales. I don't know what I'm thinking. Buy it quick before I change my mind. Next up, my personal Benchmade Black Class Mini Adamas 273 FE-2. Oh. OD Green G10. Parkerized deep carry clip. Tan Cerakote CPM Crewwear blade. Wearing my edge. Yeah. Almost a free dropper. And I think the centering's dead perfect. It is. Lockup is rock solid. We'll call it near mint in box. My edge. Currently in stock. Web retail. Minimum advertised Benchmade price $261. Let's do $190. That's the Benchmade 273 FE-2 Mini Adamas with the TAP edge. Next up, from Great Eastern Cutlery, whoa, the Sawyer Barlow, A New Day, model 154215, copperhead pick bone. It's the New Day TC Barlow. Look at the copperhead pick bone on this knife. Of course, all steel construction. It's been in my pocket a little bit. It's going to have a couple little scuffs. The most gorgeous spay blade ever put on a pocket knife. You will see some hairlines in that satin. I have used it a little. There are, the edge is still pretty doggone pristine. There's your secondary pen. Pull weight is 7.5. Walk and talk are perfect. Centering's down the middle. Can't find one of these, my friends. Oh, by the way, 2015 means let me get to it here. TIW. If I have to explain it, you're not the customer for this knife. Your price, $450. No need to sharpen. That's in your inventory as GEC Titty number 15 New Day Barlow TAP edge. That brings us to the last knife in tonight's sale. It's a Great Eastern Cutlery Northfield Unexcelled Premium Pocket Knife, model 888222, number 88 Bayou Trapper in Desert Iron Wood. We've got 3 15/16 inches of sow belly loveliness. Gorgeous desert ironwood. Would you look at that knot? And look at that knot. Oh. Lined and pinched bolsters. Cloud shield. Main, I'm calling this the special clip. I think Bill calls it a muskrat, but it's pretty special. Secondary, lamb foot. Pull weight, 7, maybe 7.5. Perfect walk and talk. Blades are perfectly centered. Never been carried, never been sharpened. Your price, $250 like it is, $280. I sharpen both blades. And that, my friends, brings us to the end of tonight's weekly knife sale on the Apostle P channel. Hope you enjoyed it. I kind of did. Grace to you and peace, my friends, from God our Father and the Lord Jesus Christ. Remember, the word is sharp. Now go buy some knives.